Hey guys, it's RivaThames. This is the first episode of Community Voices, the series where I take content suggestions from the community and see which one would be the most requested to add into the game in the future. So starting off, we were all actually really excited and happy about the skin packs in the game. And this got a lot of talk sparking in the community about how you can have skin packs for original skins in the game. For example, you can have variants of Luke Skywalker's Hoth outfit with and without a helmet. Likewise with Bossk Leia, likewise with Endor Leia. Same thing can apply to Han Solo as well. You can have different beard styles for him inside a skin pack for maybe just a bit extra. For example, Bossk Leia is a legendary skin at 80,000 credits. Perhaps bump up the price to 100,000 credits and then you can have an additional skin without the helmet. So how about emoting in the loading screen? I think this is a really interesting suggestion because unfortunately with the game right now there's a lot of waiting and matchmaking issues. So with that time waiting to fill up a server, it would be quite interesting and kind of pass the time to be able to do an emote when you're in a pre-game lobby. Luke's Repulse could use a buff. Repulse requires you to pass through too long of an animation, one which you are completely vulnerable to damage while you're just standing still, and it doesn't have enough damage to take out a trooper from full health. So I think it should be buffed to be able to take down troopers fully at 200 damage. Next we got star card loadouts, and I think this is a great idea, one which that was actually in the first Battlefront. So you could essentially save 2 slots of a loadout, have one for maybe a smaller game mode and one for a larger game mode, and you would save this and select which one you wanted when that game mode arrived. And I think this is a great quality of life addition because, you know, Galactic Assault and Heroes vs Villains have different star cards which work really well. Now the officer, we all know that it's gaining too many battle points, but I think another feature that could be implemented is to reduce the amount of health that the officer grants people with the battle commands. Right now the officer will give you 100 health, and that can be quite hard to get down when you know there's one objective and you're all going for it. So maybe it could be reduced to 50 health to make sure that the game is more balanced and the officer doesn't feel too strong. Now for the arcade players out there, they want to see a skin selector for the arcade as well. I think this is a great idea because for me, I use arcade to kind of like look around the maps, kind of explore stuff and test things out. So I think it'd be awesome to allow a skin selector inside of arcades to freely pick what skin you want to use and kind of look at it in all its glory when you can. The rocket trooper should be allowed to sprint when it has the rocket out, and I completely agree with this. I don't think it would be overpowered at all since there is a cooldown on it. I think would really make people want to play the aerial class more often. And like I said in the first episode of this, to kind of get the suggestions across, is an emote wheel to give players the option to use all 4 of their emotes in the game. So to close out this one, we're going to be talking about some more limited time game modes that the community would really be interested in. And I want to give a shout out to Elliot from Battlefront Updates here. He made a great post a while ago about how the game modes don't technically need to be too intense or kind of like well made. It can just be very simple things that essentially will make the community have a laugh because it's limited time. He suggested just have everyone use a repulsor cannon blast match, and I think that would be perfect. An idea of my own is that you can have random heroes. You get put into a game and you're randomly selected a hero every time you get defeated. I think this would force the players to play something they don't usually play, and something that would be really interesting to kind of build those character experience up when there is double XP. Another one could be suggested by Echo. Basically this is whoever can hang on to an object or something for the longest. I think this is really interesting. It would be really intense to see how people will defend their target and attack the other team. It's essentially heroes versus villains, but there is a timer for how long you can defend your selected hero. So I hope you enjoyed the first episode of this. There is going to be a link to a poll in the description to see which one of these you guys would want the most, and whichever one is that, I will hopefully try to push to, you know, show that this is a feature you guys want in the future. So leave all your suggestions for community ideas and content suggestions for the game, and we can turn this into something great. My Discord server's in the description. Thanks to Eduardo Escobar for supporting me on Patreon. Thanks for watching, it's been Riva, and I'll see you in the next video.